What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be doing another video, and today I gotta do it. I gotta go back to the future. That's right. I'm going to be using 88 miles per hour by Yulay. I'm also going to be using the aftershave splash of 88 miles per hour. Really amazing stuff. I'm also going to be using the Pure Badger by the Art of Shaving, my Vikings Blade JR with a treat, Dura Sharp Blade, and what's remaining of my General Jump. I need to buy more of this at some point. Let me get my face wet. Oh, man. How's everyone doing? I hope good. It is Wednesday, the 18th of March, 2026. Oh, man. Talking about Back to the Future and what have you. I've actually met Doc Brown at here in Universal Orlando twice, and he asked me one time. He's like, you're not one of those. The first time he asked me, I was starstruck because he had someone playing, but it's Doc Brown. But first pass. But my wife and I and my sister-in-law seen him, you know. I was like, dude, it's Doc Brown, you know. And so my wife's like, if you're a huge fan of Back to the Future, why don't you go up and meet him, you know? And again, I was starstruck. And he's asked me, and for some odd reason, this is how starstruck I could not speak, you know. And like, for a person who does videos all the time, I could not speak, you know. And so he was asking me, he's like, are you one of those people that like that Hogwarts stuff? I still could not speak, so I was starstruck. My wife's like, actually, no. His favorite movie is Back to the Future. He's like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. 1.21 gigawatts. You know, and it's pretty cool. If you ever get a chance to go to Universal, and if you're a huge Back to the Future fan, I forget what spot it is. I don't know if it's IOA or Universal, because there's IOA and Universal. They actually have the DeLorean and the train from Back to the Future 3 on display. And you know, as a huge fan of Back to the Future, you know, I know a lot of stuff about Back to the Future, you know. And when I found out what they were originally going to use for Back to the Future for the time travel, they were actually going to use and this is, hand to God, this is what they were originally going to use until they decided on the DeLorean. They were actually going to use a refrigerator. You know, I'm like sitting there, that's not a good look. And then I think it was just after they decided to make it the DeLorean, I think it was that same year, the year after, when Punky Brewster actually did an episode where they were playing hide and seek, and Cherry decided to go hide in a refrigerator that was outside. Yeah, I'm old, so good times in the 80s, good times. Yeah, I was a young kid, but you don't remember. You remember stuff like that, you know. Like, take for example, when I vividly remember watching Unsolved Mysteries when I was young, you know. Second Pass. Rescue 911 with William Shatner. And here's one that a lot of people probably don't remember, but for some reason I remember it. A show called Missing Reward, hosted by Stacy Keach. Vividly remember watching these shows. Again, I vividly remember a lot of stuff from the 80s, which I was born in the early 80s. I was born like in 82, so. But it's weird that being that young, you know, and now I'm in my mid-40s, or soon to be mid-40s, you know. I remember a lot of stuff, you know. I remember going to Costello's Special Treat, you know, because my dad was in the military and we didn't do it often. But I remember going to a pizza joint in Colorado called Pier Piper's Pizza. The place was really amazing. Like, I actually enjoyed it more than I did Chuck E. Cheese. I'll tell you one thing that I remember. And again, I was a little boy, so. But, like, I remember back in 88, 89, somewhere out there. 88 or 89. My sister had the radio on Kilo 95. or Kilo 94 or Kilo 95. In Colorado Springs. We also had the TV going on MTV. I don't know why we had both on, you know, but I vividly remember this because I remember when it was. It was late November, early December. Because I vividly remember it because we had LastPass. We had our tree up, so it was either early December or late November. And back then we would go out and go cut trees down for the Christmas season. We weren't like Clark Griswold or anything. We cut like a fairly nice tree. You know, then we would hang up all the stuff, you know. Anyway, I remember because it was like, I don't know why it freaked me out, but UB40, their song Red Red Wine. Again, I don't remember why I remember this, but we're in her room. She was technically living in the den, and she decided, I want to go live in the den. So my brother and I are in her room hanging out with her, and we're like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old. We have MTV going when it used to be 24-hour music videos. God, I watch those. I miss those days. I truly do. But it was UB40 Red Red Wine. And I kid you not, and I remember it just like it was yesterday. I was listening to Kilo 94. And it comes on the radio. As soon as it comes on the radio, oh, by the way, the Vikings blade JR with a treat blade. But again, as soon as it hits the radio, like at the exact same moment on MTV, the music video came on. It was the most weirdest and freakiest thing that I have ever witnessed. I was like, what in the world? 88 miles per hour by Yulay, really amazing stuff. If you've never checked out Monica, I highly suggest checking her out. My grandfather's coffee mug. A little bit of John, then I'll put the other stuff on. The aftershave splash. No, so it was the most weird thing I have ever witnessed, because it was like, man. And not to mention, again, I was young, so I like really young. I was like 6 or 7 years old. So I remember I'm sitting downstairs with my sister in her room, and I look up the X-shaped splash of 88 miles per hour. But I look up and I'm staring at the tree, the Christmas tree, and I don't know why. Like listening to that song, like hearing the song, watching the video, it just freaked me out. And I don't know why. It literally just freaked me out. One more splash. Oh, man. All right. 88 miles per hour aftershave splash. All right. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, and leave comments down below. And as always, happy shaking. Bye.